Hey folks, this is chapter 2. It has been advised to me that I should read a little bit slower, so I'm going to try to do that. And that also I'm going to try to make the voices a little more differentiated. But also that I have some sort of intro. For me, I was thinking as an autistic person, I'd rather it not have intros so that you can just read chapter to chapter to chapter and with no breaks and no person interrupting. But I've been told that that's probably not the best thing and that maybe I can go back later and make an autistic version with cuts and such. That's dash behind me if you were curious. So this will be chapter 2 of the book that I am writing, which is called Coming Home. It's in the Mary Sue series. It's about a world in which the things that you see on television and in radio, the ideas of dash, inappropriate, my bud. Inappropriate. Okay. In which the things you see in TV commercials and movies and stuff, if it is imagining that those things could be true. So some of the chapters are about that world, and some of them are specifically the characters, the band of 4 that are the main characters in this. Violet. Okay, this way is defending you guys from Violet's choices. So, chapter 2, Studying the Band. I'm going to pause for a second while we wait for Violet to do her thing. So, chapter 2, Studying the Band. Liara waited outside the chemistry class for Amelia. Amelia always arrived early so she could stare at the chemistry teacher as he prepared the classroom. Something about his businesslike manner entranced her. Liara did not understand, as the man was not remotely attractive in any conventional sense. Amelia had tried to explain it dozens of times and had been resoundingly, if gently, shunned, so she didn't talk about it anymore. Still, Liara knew she could always be found there just a few minutes earlier than everyone else, staring into the clinically arranged room as the man set up some experiment. Amelia did not seem surprised by Liara's appearance in her special place. "Hey, Elle, did you need something?" Liara was briefly silent. It was curious to her how a person who was so deeply divided on her opinion of herself understood others so well. Perhaps that should be a component of the study. "Actually, yes. I need to study you." Amelia looked away from the little window into her own chemistry daydream and directly into Liara's eyes. Liara pushed down the natural inclination to look away. This was important. Amelia needed to know that it was important. "Study me? Amelia said without expression. "What exactly are you intending to learn?" Liara launched into her explanation of her need to understand others through study to properly create her AI boyfriend, or girlfriend, she amended, and her idea to use Amelia, Destiny, and Reyna as Logos, Ethos, and Pathos. "So you guys got mad at me for studying people without their permission the last 2 times, so I need your permission," she finished. "And I would be Logos? Wouldn't you be Logos? You're far more logical than I am." "I can't very well objectively study myself. I can barely unobjectively study myself. I don't make sense. Also, having my AI boyfriend be part me feels icky." Amelia frowned, clearly bothered by the inherent fallacy. She thought for a moment. "I have 3 conditions. 1, if any of this is published while we are still alive, any of the 3 of us get the ability to have our names and any details we deem significantly damning redacted." Liara squirmed. "But that means that the integrity of the documentation can be..." She let out a little growl. "You're not going to bend on this, are you?" "Nope. 2, you will take every possible precaution to keep this information safe and private against any and all attempts to use it against us." "That seems reasonable, and barring any attempts by beautiful cyber hackers or alien machine intelligences, I so swear." Amelia frowned again, then nodded. "I guess that's okay. How likely is that to happen? 3rd, and finally, you will be aware that this is a rabbit hole, and anytime you start feeling out of control, you talk to Destiny about it." Seriously? You want me to take my own safety and well-being into account balanced against my life's work?" she said, only half sarcastically. "This study could change the world. My robot boyfriend will definitely change the world. What is one girl's sanity compared to that? And Destiny, of all people, he barely passed computer science last year." Amelia grabbed her by the shoulders and stared into her face with an intensity that always made Liara uncomfortable. What does Amelia know, Liara? Liara sighed, then smiled. Amelia knows best. Amelia grinned, then turned away, staring through the small window at the busy teacher setting up the chemistry room. She sure does. Liara mentally checked off the box next to Amelia's name. One down. Hey, Amelia. Do you think me sleeping with my robotic creation is incest since I'm kind of its mother? Raina was waiting outside the locker room when Destiny came out. Destiny always showered after gym, even though he was one of the only ones who did. Most boys his age just walked around sweaty, but Destiny was not most boys. Raina grinned at him. Your hair is hilarious when it's wet, she said genially. He smiled back. Your hair is always hilarious. Touché, she said, pushing off the wall beside him as they headed for the lunchroom. Did you hear that Liara wants to study us? He cocked an eyebrow at her. Did she put something in our food again? Because I swear. She laughed self-consciously. No, apparently she won't do that without permission again. Amelia made her promise, and Liara takes promises pretty seriously. Destiny shook his head and ran a hand through his damp hair. I swear that stuff stays with you. I thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye a few weeks ago, and it will almost certainly show up on drug tests forever. Raina laughed again. Pretty sure most drug tests don't test for stuff like that anymore, but anyway, no. Apparently we're decent people, and she wants to use us as models for her robot boyfriend or whatever. Destiny sighed. Seriously? I mean, it's flattering and all, but damn, girl, you really want to study some of the least popular and weirdest fucking kids at our school? And then put all that together? And why does she need a robot girlfriend anyway? Can't she just pick a human to pine after like the rest of us? Raina nodded sincerely. I'm pining over Tina Delphine. Girl gives me shivers. Isn't she dating Mark? Destiny unwisely asked. Raina narrowed her eyes at him. And? Destiny swallowed. And he's a dude, so she's probably straight? Raina groaned. Ugh, with your heteronormative bullshit. She said, waiting politely for him to acknowledge her use of such a big word. He pointed with finger guns. Nice. Thanks. Lara taught me. But yeah, your heteronormative bullshit. She could be on a voyage of discovery, and I'm the treasure that was the friend she made along the way. Or she could be bi and just settling for a hot mess like Mark. If I were gay, I'd think Mark was super hot. Funny, too. Dusty, your taste in men blows, Raina said mercilessly. It's a good thing you're not into dudes, because you'd end up with somebody like Mark who never goes to your cheerleading practice, but totally expects you at basketball practice, like a chump who should hook up with me. Destiny tried to follow. Wait, so I'm a gay cheerleader in this scenario? You're missing the point, Dusty, she said, exasperated. Oh, Destiny said sagely. Then, what's the point? The point is that our friend is going to use us to make a Frankenstein and then date it or fuck it or something. That's probably some sort of sin, at least. Destiny was confused. I don't understand. Chingada madre, Raina said under her breath. You need to go back to church, boy. I'll have my dad ask your mom. It's probably a sin to take your friend's brains and mash them together and put them in a soulless piece of plastic and rubber and machinery. God knows what else. It's probably going to make God angry, and then he'll punish us all for not stopping her. Destiny stopped and leaned against the neutrally colored concrete blocks that schools are famous for having. Do you really want to stop Liara, or are you just worried about us getting in trouble? For a second, it seemed like Raina was going to hit him. Destiny was more worried about what Amelia would say than that it would actually hurt. Destiny was twice Raina's size, and despite her athleticism, Raina could not throw a punch to save her life. She'd tried boxing when Amelia was trying it out, but just could not get her vaunted coordination to apply. But it could make the band awkward for weeks. Raina's shoulders slumped. Why you gotta do that, Dusty? Why you gotta call me out like that? Dusty smiled. That's what friends are for. Now, tell me why you're really worried. Raina set her bag down and dropped boneless to the floor. What if the parts she takes from me are the parts that suck? Amelia's are smart and talented, and you're sensitive and nice, and all I got is good at sports and superstitious. Unless Liara's planning to score with chicks or hit a line drive, what the fuck does a robot need me for? Destiny loomed over his friend. What does it need you for? Are you fucking kidding me? Raina looked up at him, tears beginning to roll down her cheeks. Who pulled Liara off that live electric line by her hair when me and Amelia froze? I did. You weren't even scared. You didn't hesitate. My cousins do that all the time. She could have died. But you knew how to save her and were fucking fearless. Raina sniffed. One thing. Destiny was relentless, though. It's not just one thing. It's always, who saved Amelia's Teddy from that mean dog on 5th? He's not mean. His owners just suck. Who saved me when I couldn't make cookies to save my life for the Boy Scout drive? Randy grinned despite herself. It's science, dude. You should be able to bake. And I can now, thanks to you. And who never backs down when her friends need her, even if they need her to be stand-in so she can complete some sort of insane mad science project? Raina sighed. Okay, Dusty, you made your point. I don't know what sound a guinea pig makes, but I guess I'll have to learn. Destiny helped her up from the floor. That's the spirit, he said supportively. Okay, tell me about Tina Delphine. So, she has this tank top that I swear